Hey, everybody. Welcome to another... Whoa. Hello. What do we got here?
This is John's plan.
Yeah, it's right in our notes. But hey,
Oh,
welcome once
did
again.
you?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you were going to play that after.
It's all good. Here we go. We're on.
Well, there we
Roll
go.
with it. So anyway, today on the Gruber Wired Show, we are going to talk about multiplicity.
Multiplicity?
Multiplicity.
What does that have to do with communications?
Yeah, you know what? I think I may have that wrong. It's multiplexing, isn't it?
Okay, there you go.
That's a great movie, though, right?
Yeah, it's a funny movie. Well, I'm Mark Beach.
I'm John Dotson. Welcome.
Welcome to Gruber
That was
Wired.
kind of a fun intro today.
It's our, so it is the vernal equinox today.
Is it really?
It is. Yep.
So, wow.
First day of spring.
It's here.
And that means it's going to get hot.
Yeah, we're heating up to 98 within the next week.
Yeah.
So,
let's just hit 100 and get it over with.
yeah, let's just hit to 115 and call it quits.
No, not 115. Let's just get to 100. Because after that, it's all she wrote.
I know.
But then
right?
it's supposed to be back in the 70s again.
Yeah, that's kind of weird. Up and down, left and right. Here we go.
It's a mess.
But spring training's over, right?
Almost.
We're almost there.
Baseball starts in a week.
Yeah, right around the corner. Ooh, yeah,
Technically, it's already started.
Well, it
yes,
did.
yeah.
Technically, in Tokyo, it did.
Which I absolutely hate. I am a Cubs fan, so I can't ever watch those games. But I hate it that they play, 2 or 3 games over there, and then they come back to resume spring training, and then they restart opening day.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
That's kind of the travel thing, I think. But
Kind of fun, though, right?
Are they resuming spring training, or are they done?
No, they have to come back and resume spring training because I technically got tickets to a Cubs spring training game when they get back.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Well, they're going to
Okay.
be their first home series for the D-backs is the Cubs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
So-
and I'm working on those tickets too.
Nice. Do you ever get season tickets?
You know, I used to back in the day. My dad had season tickets, and then I carried them over for a couple years. But life kind of happened. I was always traveling, so I mean that's a lot of games to go.
It's a ton of games. Even a half season.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
I mean,
a
it's
lot
games.
to fill up, isn't
Yeah,
it?
I had a half season, and it was a struggle getting all 40 games in.
I'll tell you, nice. I'm not a huge big ball fan, but I'll tell you what, it's nice to go sit in the stadium, get out, relax, enjoy the atmosphere.
It's great. It's the thing with me and my kids.
It's
we enjoy
difficult
that.
to watch at home for me. It really is sitting in front of a TV.
No, I like that
I got to
too.
get out to the game.
I buy last year I bought the pass for $99.
Yeah, that's
so we
pretty
got
good one.
every D-backs game, well, almost every D-backs game in the MLB app. So
Okay.
it was worth it. And if you have T-Mobile coming up, you're going to be able to get MLB TV for free, I think, next Tuesday.
Oh, that's nice.
Yep. They always
So-
give that away, except they black out your local team. So that's why I had to buy.
Right.
That's why I had to buy the D-backs. But you can watch your Cubs for free the whole season if you have T-Mobile.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking about doing the MLB thing too, because we have YouTube TV.
Yeah.
And we mostly have it for football. But I can't get a lot of the games over there, or they're only nationally televised. And then I heard ESPN is not going to be having baseball. I think, what is it, after 2027 or something?
Right.
They're done
Yeah,
with their
they got
contract.
the contract, right?
Well, and 3 of the D-backs
So-
games are on Apple TV this year. So that doesn't count. But I have Apple TV, so I'm good there.
So you're good there.
Yeah.
But don't forget, right now is March Madness as well. Just started up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you
and
go.
blew out 8 million brackets with the first day, right?
Yeah, when Louisville lost. Was it Louisville?
Yeah. Blew out 8 million
just
of
boom,
them.
just like that, but I'm still in it.
Well,
So,
yeah,
there
you
we
know,
go.
for the person who gets the perfect bracket, what do they win this
They
year?
win a trip to
A
Mars,
trip
right?
to Mars, courtesy of Elon.
Yeah, Elon Musk has said that anyone who out there that puts out the bracket for his sponsored bracket, a perfect bracket gives you a trip to Mars.
That'd be a one-way trip, wouldn't it?
Yeah, one way for sure, right?
So you guys going to be doing it then? If you guys get the perfect bracket, would you go to Mars?
Man, that's a tough call.
No, it's not. Any time to get away from the wife is great. I'll take it.
Oh, wow. You did. Oh, man.
See ya, honey.
That's harsh. Yeah,
come
no,
on.
I mean,
I'd be the perfect representative to go to Mars to meet the first Martian. Right?
You'd be
you guys
the-
would send me there.
no, the minute you step foot on there, you'd be the first Martian,
Yeah, right?
right? I mean, that's the,
I'd be
that's
the
way it
best
works.
representative to represent Earth. There we go. See?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to win this thing. We're going to
What percentage of gravity is Mars to Earth? Cass, can you
know.
look that up? That's I know it's not the same.
No,
I know
I'm
it's
sure
less.
it's not.
Yeah.
Oh, weight loss program,
Right,
right?
exactly. That's what I'm thinking.
There we go.
Easy on the bones.
Right? So, but yeah, there's lots of fun stuff going on with the sports. So I'm going to say, first of all, go Oregon Ducks. Let's go win this thing this year. So we'll see how that goes.
You're just not giving up, are you?
I'm not going to give up. No.
And Mars's gravity is 3.73.
3.73.
Earth is 9.807.
So it's a third.
A third. Oh, dude. I get my Ozempic and I get up there and I'm like hot.
You'd be
Boom.
flying. You'd be Superman.
Good stuff. But anyway, Mark, let's get into some meat and potatoes.
Do we
and
have
what's
to?
going on? Yeah, we do.
All
Right.
right.
Mark here has actually been helping us out and working on producing kind of a new kind of flyer, a program guide, a product guide, a booklet.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a product guide.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us about a little bit what's going on? We have some photos of it here to show, and
Sure.
kind of take a look at that.
Well, part of the way that I approached this was that I think, the web design guys, which, Jesse and I don't know, Aaron, if you and Cass have a hand in that or not, but it's a really good looking website. And so I decided that we would incorporate part of that into this booklet.
Okay.
Typically, we've been sending out flyers and things like that, but a booklet was more substantial. It doesn't have to have everything that we do in it, but it gives a good idea, better idea than just a flyer
Sure.
of where we're at. And then it promotes people going to visit the website or, contact us and get quotes and things like that. But it gives a better depiction of where we're at in the big three, which is fiber, copper, and metal.
Correct. Yeah.
So I don't know if you're, oh boy, your wife commented. Or no.
Yeah, no, it's not my wife. That's my mom and
Mom
dad.
and dad.
Says, hey, Dad agreed with you. Probably on Go Oregon.
Yeah.
We're Oregon
Going
fans up there.
no, he's going to Mars.
Going to Mars, is that
Yeah,
it?
no,
thanks,
that's
yeah.
where he was. Yeah.
Thanks, Mom.
Right?
Dad, love you guys. Maybe I should take my mom to Mars, drop her off, and then I'll come back.
Yeah.
Leave you up there, Mom.
Yeah, so I mean, this is designed, like a booklet. When you're kind of looking at it in an Adobe Reader, this is a web browser that we're looking at it in, but it will display a little more properly. But if we go to the fiber script page there, it's going to open up like a regular booklet, and it talks about all of the different fiber things that we can do. So some of the newer stuff, high density fiber, MTP, MPO connections. We do tactical fiber assemblies, that are great for productions, video boards, things like that. But not just the connectors, and we do the connectors, and those are built in house, right?
Sure.
But this talks about it, and it references our little quote area.
I was gonna say right there, if you go online, you can use that new custom fiber quote.
Right,
And take a look at that.
One of our professional account managers will take a look at your specs and get you the quote for whatever you're looking for.
Yeah, this layout looks really nice, Mark. I got to tell you, it reads very well, gives a good depiction of our fiber capability.
Right.
And, all around, from the fiber, trays all the way through. So
Yeah, it's got the
very
cassettes, the LIUs, which are the enclosures. We even talk about, SFP, SFP plus with DAC, data access cables, all the different stuff that go through switches
Sure.
to provide that high-speed uplink to, from the equipment to the end user.
You got there, it says Lisa G. Nice booklet. Love it.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Lisa.
it's coming together. It looks really good. And then you have a copper page as well.
Yep. So the next page
Look
is
at that.
copper. This is kind of where Gruber started out.
Yeah.
And this just shows where we're at. We got the Cat 6A, Cat 6, Cat 5E cables, but then we do a lot of custom work with all kinds of different terminations. At the bottom there, it kind of lists, I can't get over there. it kind of
Down here.
lists, the different terminations that we
Down that way.
do, right?
Yeah.
And
There we go.
again, you have the ability to go into the website and request custom configuration, and
Yeah.
we can get that and build it out. If you have a diagram, you can go to actually the one that's below, which is the custom quote manager builder, and upload your diagrams. So we can
Nice.
take a look at that stuff and see. And we do a lot of specialty cables. I mean, I was back with Lee, who's our production manager, and she has file cabinets full of drawings.
Oh, yes, she does. I'll
Of
tell you,
all the specialty
if-
stuff we've done.
Yeah, everything we do that's custom, she keeps the pinout, she keeps the drawing.
Yep.
I mean, so we have all of that on file. We can go back up to 40 years.
Yeah.
And look at some of the stuff that we've made. I mean, it's pretty cool what
Yep,
what
there's-
she's been able to keep on file.
There's a lot of stuff.
The other thing on here, if you haven't noticed, it just references nice that we're ISO certified, TAA compliant, and Build America.
Yes. Buy
So,
America, build America.
that's
Right. So, as the tariffs loom and take effect, it'll become more cost effective to deal with American companies because, we're not paying people $1 a day to build cables, right? So it supports, American jobs. And
We talk about America, but I'll tell you what, I've been driving around a little bit more and doing some, just going out and talking to people in our industry.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm seeing a lot more of the American flag everywhere I go.
Sure.
I don't know if you've noticed that. It seems to be that little bit of pride is starting to seep back in, and people are really showing up for that.
I mean, it's a reality of the situation. It's, as we find out who our friends are, through reciprocal tariffs, and all that a reciprocal tariff is that if they charge us 227% on milk, we're going to charge their milk imports 227%,
Yeah,
right?
That's it. Just back and forth.
It's a little different than people make it out to be. But we go after people who, typically have gone after American businesses trying to do business in their countries.
Yeah.
Yep. And then the last
And
one there
metal?
is metal. Right?
Yeah. Look at that. Nice layout. Reads very well.
Sure. And this isn't everything. None of the pages have everything. So that's why it's critical to visit the website. However, like with metal, I did want to showcase, just a variety of items that we offer. But you can go on to the website and see everything. And that includes, like with the patch panels, we do patch panels with like DB9, DB25,
DB15, all the way up.
Yep. And with the B and C's, so
feed throughs. I mean, you name it, we can put it together for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. This was just kind of, if you have and even if we don't build it, we might be able to.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I've seen diagrams that you've been working with like BNC panels that have, 100 holes or whatever it is. I mean, there's been, I know Bob had built one out for a customer as well.
We did one with 96 at one point in time, I believe.
Right.
Yeah.
For like these special units they were building out for broadcast.
I think that was like a 6U panel, 96 slots. I mean,
yeah.
It was fun stuff, But don't forget, we also have custom manufacturing as well on metal too. So we have a lot of opportunity for you.
Yes. So that's why on the last page we say, can't find what you need, reach out to us. So, the idea again is it's just to whet your appetite, but really, if you have something, don't go by what's on the page. If you need it, and it's not, even if it's not on the website, you can definitely contact us and find out what we can do, because that's really the strength of the organization. Our cable assembly shop, our specialty, assemblers that work in the back bench area. They produce a lot of intricate stuff.
Not only produce a lot of intricate stuff, they're very skilled at it.
Right.
Their skill set is years and years of working in this industry.
Right.
And they have it down to a T. I mean, it is impressive what they can do back there in that
Exactly.
shop. Yeah.
Exactly. And, we've done everything from leading edge stuff where people are developing something that's never existed and they want to build it, to stuff that's reached an end of life and they've got a cable and they go, nobody makes this anymore.
Right.
Can you do it? So it runs the gamut. I mean, the idea is reach out, and if you don't know what the pinouts are, we do forensics on those. So you can send us the cable and we can reverse engineer it as well.
Very true.
If needed.
Yeah. Hey, Lisa says more and more want to have USA products today.
Yep.
That is true. We're seeing more of this coming in. Hey, USA made, USA made. It's out there. We're here. Just give us a call.
There you go.
We'll get you taken care of. So let's go to the next video, and we're going to start talking about some multiplexing, right?
Okay.
So let's take a look at this quick video. It's going to introduce us into this subject.
Does this have audio? Or no?
It does have some, yeah, I believe. So if you look here, yeah.
Okay. All right. So we can just talk through this. I mean, multiplexing is taking, like a single fiber and...
Yeah, it's a good example right here.
Right.
Taking multiple fibers, reducing it down into one transmission length.
Right.
Not fibers, but, light streams.
Right.
And sending it and decoding it on the other side.
Well, you had this idea because you saw, you were looking on your ceiling and light was shining.
This morning, I got up and I had my cup of coffee, and we had some crystalware that we had on top of our cabinets from our wedding, right?
Right.
Well, I happened to look over, and some of the crystalware was kind of shining as a prism. And as I'm drinking my coffee, I looked up and I see this array of rainbow prism light kind of shining across the top of the wall in the ceiling. And it just, in my head, it popped into fiber optic lights. And
right.
I went, wow, you know what? Fiber optics, multiplexing, this would be a good subject to talk about today.
Sure. So there are like signal generators on one end that do it in a particular light wave, right?
Correct.
And then there is a multiplexer that brings it all together into one stream, right? And then on the other end is a demultiplexer that splits the light back out into its original form from over here, and each has a carrier signal or its own data stream.
Correct.
Right?
And what they're using and talking about basically is like an electronic prism on one end. So it's taking that beam, those lights coming in, controlling that prism, sending it into one wavelength signal over, and then decoding it, like you said, on the other side.
Right. And so what applications does this have? So like, in other words, why would somebody want to do that?
Just to transmit more data. I mean, the amount of data you can transmit, this opens up a lot of doors, right, for transmission, especially between businesses. It's going to help with latency. I mean, there's just a lot of application purposes for this.
Right.
If you want to bring up photo number 1,
and it utilizes existing infrastructure too, so that you can actually not have to run as much fiber. Right?
Very true. You don't have to actually put in anything necessarily new except for the equipment itself.
Right.
The infrastructure is still there. So wavelength division multiplexing is a method of combining multiple signals on laser beams at various infrared wavelengths for transmission along optic fiber.
There you go.
Optic media. It's familiar to FDM, but instead taking place at radio frequencies. This is done with the infrared portion of the electromagnetic spectrum. So instead of where one's using a radio frequency, this is using light frequencies, infrared spectrum.
Right.
Your physical medium here, of course, we're talking about is fiber optics to transmit this. And different wavelengths or colors of light are mixed into a single optic fiber, which is what we're talking about. And there you can see where you're talking about the multiplexer and demultiplexer on the other side.
Right.
So, yeah, you're right. Using the same infrastructure and changing out into the different devices, the multiplexer and then the demultiplexer on this.
There you go.
And number 2. And then, of course, this gets into dense wavelength as well. And in regards to this, it transmits data signals using different wavelengths of light through the single fiber, which we're aware of. Incoming optical signals are assessed to specific frequencies within the designated frequency band. The capacity of fibers increase when the signals are multiplexed in one fiber. The transmission capabilities is 4 to 5 times of TDM systems with the help of erbium. dropped into the fiber itself. We were talking about this beforehand. I had a few references because I wasn't aware of erbium before.
Right.
And what that is, it's a chemical element. It's a symbol ER on the atomic number of 68. It's a silverly, I can't even say it, silverly. Yeah. White solid kind of metal when it's artificially isolated.
Right.
And what
it's a rare earth metal.
Rare earth metal.
Right.
Exactly what it is. Yeah. But it helps with conductivity of the actual light transmission itself.
Right.
So they're using this to enhance the actual transmission of signals.
Right. And so what they do is what they call doping of the cabling.
Correct.
With erbium. And from what I understand, that means that they actually infuse the glass with ions of erbium, and that increases the distance that it's able to be transmitted. So it increases the wave. What am I trying to say? It removes the latency. I mean, not latency, the attenuation.
Well,
that's what I'm looking for.
Attenuation, yes.
That it makes the signal travel farther because it's...
Yeah, and that helps because what TDM is time division multiplexing. And what they'll do in time division multiplexing is they'll take a signal and they'll start it at this time, then start another one at this time, and another, and they time out the distance as they're combining the light streams together.
Right. They do them in bursts. So like every 10th pulse is channel 1, every 9th pulse is channel 2 or whatever, and so they pulse it so that the data goes the distance, but it's split out based on the time of the packet.
Yeah, and that way it helps with interference,
right?
So they don't have degradation. I can't say some words today. Degradation
You're all tongue-tied
of the
today.
signal. Well, it's all. I'm so excited to go to Mars.
Yeah, I know. So, I can see that.
Got Mars on the mind. But anyway, doing this helps lengthen the distance of transmission to more than 300 kilometers before regeneration.
Right.
So that's a long distance to be able to push a lot of information through.
It is, which lowers the need for the amplifiers along channel, so they don't need the signal multipliers along channel as close together.
Yeah.
Which is, when you're talking about like a transatlantic cable, right?
Right. Yeah.
You wonder how do they do that, but it's because they have built-in amplifiers at certain distances to continue the signal along.
Yeah, they just regenerate it and keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And this erbium dope, they have erbium doped fiber, but they also have their erbium doped amplifiers as well. So they can use this material both not only in the fiber but within the amplifier too to amplify that signal.
Right.
So yeah, pretty cool stuff. The challenges in this, though, it says here there's definitely some challenges. Right now, one of them's cost.
Sure.
This is not cost effective as of yet, right?
Yeah.
This is newer technology, and as anything's new, we are going to get involved with it. People are going to spend some money on it,
right?
And that will help design. We'll get through some of the the first kind of fluctuations in it, but eventually it will be very cost effective to go this route,
right? Yeah, I mean. You think about, so I was watching this TikTok video last night, and it was an old, not a commercial, but a segment from a talk show. Mm-hmm. And they had, some of the first laptops on there, right? And they were showing, the keyboard, is detachable, and there's this little screen right there. Oh, it's 16-bit resolution.
Yeah.
And but it was still grayscale, right? And then they were talking about this chip. Oh, we can put a modem in it, and it was I think 256K of memory and a 10 megabyte hard drive,
and that was expensive
and
back then.
It was $8,950.
Boy,
$8,950. Wow. In those dollars, yeah. And those are like the 80s or 70s. I don't know. It was early. So what's that today? That's crazy.
It is, but I'll tell you what, the speed that we are moving right now, right?
Right.
As fast as we are with technology, these things, even though it's a little bit of a cost now, it's going to be well worth it.
Well, expense is relative anyway.
Yeah.
It's like, you know, Jesse, how much do you spend for a good camera to use for video production, right? It pays for itself. You know what I'm saying? It's not like it doesn't generate its own return on investment. And it's the same thing with this stuff. I mean, you spend the money because you need the data transmitted and you need it at scale, at distance. You spend the money, right? Because it's the latest technology.
Yeah, so. And you're always going to spend a little bit on the latest technology, but this technology is going to be fascinating. They are going to be able to do so much with this in the future. This is going to change a scope of what we do for sure. You know?
Well, it's always been, you know, you always identify in computing, especially the choke points, right?
Yeah.
And you know, it was memory, it was CPU power. You know, those are quickly going away. CPU power, you know, when we move to quantum computing, even though it won't be for the average person, for, you know, at scale again, that will not be the issue. The issue is going to fail over to now transmission and data going back and forth. And the speed of that is going to be, because the disk capacity, speed, read-write speed is increasing exponentially as well. The solid-state drives have changed the game on that.
They really have.
But now, you know, data transmission is really where it's going to be at.
And it's going to be at that. And look at the speed of AI. And I'll take this as an example. AI is pulling so much information from out there, right? And I don't think people realize when you're working with AI, you're not just working with AI as a singularity. That is millions of bits of information coming in.
Millions of tiny people.
Millions of people. I mean, it really is, because that's what that's pulling from.
Right.
And so we need all that information coming in fast. It's going to be coming in hot. We're pulling from everywhere. And AI is really going to be the leader in using this technology and pulling from it.
Right. Well, it definitely will stretch, you know, the capacity of existing technology, and it will push the boundaries, right?
Yeah.
But, you know, for practical use, obviously AI is making its way into everything. You see it on your phone, you see it on your Google, you see it, you know, everywhere. Even in web design tools now, I'm seeing where they, you know, want you to put in AI bots or, you know, chat bots in there and all that. And there's some cool stuff. I mean,
I'm seeing some of the first robots out there. They're humanoid-like robots that can work in your house, do simple functions for you. I saw one advertised today for $13,000.
Yeah.
You know, so we're getting to a point where even simple ideas of bringing AI robotics into our home, to having us help with things like dishes, chores, you know, whatever it might be. You could use your imagination at the end of the day, I'm sure.
Sure.
You know, build me a home, build me a structure, whatever it might be.
iRobot's not too far in the future.
No. Right? Back to iRobot.
Well, I mean, you know.
iRobot.
Yeah. You watched it finally.
I did.
You get the
Good
reference.
Show. I get the reference.
Yep.
Skynet is around the corner, or it's already up there. Some call it, you know, Starlink.
Yeah.
So, but at the end of the day, you know, when it comes down to things, we have a need for multiplexing. That's really what it is. We really need this technology, and we're going to start to see more of this integrated into our everyday lives. Now, you won't see it as in your household, right? But every time you pick up your phone, guess what we're using?
Right.
You know, the infrastructure is going to be there so that you can pick up your phone and text a friend, make a phone call, check on, you know, sports events or whatever it is you're using your phone for.
Sure. And you know, we upgrade our phones a lot more often than we do our home internet.
Yeah.
Especially you.
Me.
You know, we won't even talk about that, ladies and gentlemen. But, you know, the idea is, though, those networks keep maintaining and upgrading, and it's constant improvement over time. They're far and away going to be superior to even, you know, home network speeds, right?
Yeah. But we use this every day. From the minute we wake up, it's here. It's just the way technology is. So, Wow, these half-hour segments go by so fast.
It did go by fast.
A couple things. I want to say thank you, Aaron. Thank you, Cass. Thank you, Jesse. You guys are always great in everything that you do. We appreciate your help.
Yep.
And
next week, John won't be here, but we're going to have a special guest.
We will have a special guest taking place next week. I have to go in for some CPR and first aid training.
Yes.
So that'll be fun.
And we'll have Harry here in John's place.
Yep.
So
my twin, right?
Yeah. No, well, I don't know. How do you feel about that, Harry? Yeah, so it'll be, but we're interviewing.
Forget his name. I apologize.
Okay. All right. Yeah. I was hoping you would remember. But anyway, he's head of the Arizona Technology Council.
That's correct.
So
yes.
We're very excited to have him on board, and we'll just keep rolling on. So, just remember, like, subscribe, share this podcast. We're here every Thursday, 3 p.m. Arizona time. And for now, I'm Mark Beach.
I'm John Dotson. Thank you once again.
Thanks.